everyone, and welcome back to Deep Chronicles World. Before you cozy up and drift off into dreamland, I've got a fun idea. Why not drop a comment below and share where in the world you're tuning in from? Hey, if you're enjoying these stories as much as I love sharing them, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Now, let's get comfy, relax, and dive into tonight's tale. Ready? Let's begin. Fluorescent lights of London's underground flickered dimly as Brian Reeder made his way through the station, his weathered hands clutching a worn leather briefcase. At 76, he moved with the deliberate pace of someone who had learned that patience was more valuable than speed. The year was 2015, and Reeder was about to orchestrate what would become known as the largest burglary in English history. His seasoned eyes scanned the platform, looking for familiar faces among the evening commuters. This wasn't just another job. This was to be his masterpiece, his final symphony in a lifetime of crime, in a small cafe just off Leather Lane. The rest of his carefully selected team was waiting. John Kenny Collins, 74, sat nursing a lukewarm cup of tea, his thick glasses fogging up from the steam. Across from him, Terry Perkins, 67, drummed his fingers on the table. A habit he'd developed during his previous stint in prison. Danny Jones, 60, and Carl Wood, 58, completed the picture, a gathering that looked more like a pensioners' social club than the architects of a multi-million-pound heist. The target was the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Box Company, a fortress-like facility, housing millions in jewelry, cash, and other valuables. The vault itself was a testament to security engineering, reinforced concrete walls, state-of-the-art alarm systems, and a reputation for being impenetrable. But Reeder had spent months studying every detail, every weakness, every potential point of entry. His notebook, filled with meticulous drawings and calculations, lay open on the cafe table. Easter weekend, Reeder announced, his voice barely above a whisper. Thursday night to Sunday, the perfect window. The others leaned in, their collective experience in high-stakes burglary spanning over 2 centuries. This wasn't just about the money anymore. It was about proving that age hadn't dulled their edge, that they could still pull off the impossible. The preparation was exhaustive. Under the guise of various legitimate businesses, they acquired their tools, a Hilti DD350 diamond-tipped drill capable of cutting through concrete, thermal lances, concrete breaking equipment, and an array of specialized tools that would make a professional contractor envious. Each piece was carefully selected and tested in a warehouse on the outskirts of London, where they practiced their timing and techniques. As March turned to April, the gang fine-tuned their plan. They studied the habits of the security guards, memorized the cleaning schedules, and mapped out every CCTV camera in the area. They even knew which local businesses would be closed for the holiday weekend, providing them with the cover they needed. The plan was meticulous, but as Reeder reminded them, it's not about the plan, it's about how you handle it when the plan goes wrong. Thursday, April 2nd, 2015, arrived with an unseasonable chill in the air. At 9:23 p.m., Collins took up his position in a white van near the building's entrance, serving as lookout. Reeder, despite his age, led the first team into position. Kia disabled the building's elevator earlier that day, forcing any security checks to use the stairs. A calculated move that would buy them precious minutes if needed. Using a set of copied keys obtained through months of reconnaissance, they entered the building through a side door. The first challenge came immediately. The elevator they had planned to use was indeed disabled, but not in the way they had expected. This forced them to improvise, using ropes to descend the shafts like industrial mountaineers, their heavy equipment strapped to their backs. Inside the basement, they faced their first major obstacle, the vault's main door. But this wasn't their entry point. They had something more ambitious in mind. Using their detailed blueprints, They located the exact spot in the concrete wall where they would drill through to access the vault from behind. The Hilti drill roared to life, its diamond-tipped bit biting into the reinforced concrete. Hours passed as they worked in shifts, the drill's whine echoing through the basement. Sweat poured down their faces despite the cool air. Then, disaster struck. The drill seized up, smoking slightly. Reader's face remained impassive, but inside, his mind was racing. They had anticipated this possibility and brought backup equipment, but the delay was costly. After several attempts to repair the drill, they were forced to retreat. The first night had ended in failure, but failure wasn't an option for men who had spent their lives perfecting their craft. They regrouped, modified their equipment, and returned on Saturday night with renewed determination. This time, the drill performed flawlessly. After hours of painstaking work, they breached the vault wall, creating a hole just large enough for a man to crawl through. What they found inside exceeded their wildest expectations. Row upon row of safety deposit boxes lined the walls, each potentially containing a fortune in jewelry, cash, or other valuables. Working methodically, they began breaking open the boxes, sorting their contents with the expertise of professional jewelers. Gold, diamonds, precious stones, and bundles of cash were carefully packed into bags. Throughout the night, they worked tirelessly, their movements choreographed like a well-rehearsed dance. Each man knew his role perfectly. While some opened boxes, others sorted valuables, and still others kept watch. The haul grew larger by the hour, eventually reaching an estimated value of £14 million to £29 million. By Sunday morning, when they finally emerged from the vault, they had ransacked 73 safety deposit boxes. The vault looked like a war zone. Debris scattered everywhere, empty boxes lying broken on the floor, and the massive hole in the wall standing as testament to their audacity. They cleaned up methodically, removing every tool and piece of equipment they had brought, but in their exhaustion, they made small mistakes that would later prove crucial to the investigation. The discovery of the heist on Tuesday morning sent shockwaves through London's jewelry district. The press descended on Hatton Garden like vultures, and the police found themselves facing one of the most sophisticated burglaries in British history. The victim stories began to emerge. Family heirlooms lost, life savings vanished, irreplaceable jewelry stolen. One victim, a veteran jeweler, broke down as he described losing 3 generations of his family's collection. But the burglars' expertise couldn't protect them from modern forensic science and surveillance technology. The police investigation, led by Detective Superintendent Craig Turner, began piecing together the puzzle. I recovered CCTV footage showing the white van, traced phone records, and analyzed tiny forensic traces left at the scene. The breakthrough came when they identified the van's license plate, leading them to Collins. One by one, the gang members were arrested in a series of dawn raids. The police found evidence linking them to the crime: bags of jewelry, specialized tools, and notes detailing the plan. Reader's home yielded a treasure trove of evidence, including detailed drawings of the vault and lists of equipment needed for the job. The trial that followed captivated the nation. The image of these elderly men, some requiring hearing aids, to follow the proceedings, standing in the dock at Woolwich Crown Court, seemed almost comical. But the prosecution painted a picture of highly skilled, professional criminals who had planned and executed one of the most daring heists in history. The sentences were severe: 7 years for most of the gang members. Terry Perkins, who had suffered from poor health throughout the trial, would later die in prison. Reader, the mastermind, received 6 years. As they were led away, there was a certain dignity in their bearing. They had pulled off the impossible, even if they hadn't gotten away with it. But the story didn't end with their imprisonment. To this day, much of the stolen property remains unrecovered. Rumors persist about hidden caches of jewelry, secret deals made before the arrests, and possible accomplices who were never caught. The Hatton Garden heist became the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films, trying to capture the audacity of these elderly criminals who had dared to dream. It's big one last time. The legacy of the Hatton Garden heist extends beyond the crime itself. Exposed vulnerabilities in London's supposedly secure storage facilities, leading to major reforms in the security industry. It also sparked a debate about aging criminals and the assumption that crime is a young person's game. The image of these elderly men using their decades of criminal experience to plan and execute such an ambitious operation challenged many preconceptions about age and capability. For the victims, the impact was devastating and lasting. Many of the stolen items were uninsured, their value more sentimental than monetary. Family heirlooms, wedding rings, and pieces collected over lifetimes disappeared into the underground market. Some victims spoke of the psychological trauma, the loss of trust, and the feeling of violation that persisted long after the physical items were gone. The investigation revealed fascinating details about the gang's preparation. They had studied books on diamond cutting, practiced with power tools in remote locations, and even consulted architectural plans of the building. Their attention to detail was remarkable. They knew which traffic cameras to avoid, which phones to use, and when and how to minimize their digital footprint. The method of entry itself became legendary in criminal circles. The decision to drill through the vault wall rather than attempt to breach the main door was inspired by mining techniques. The gang had even consulted with former mining engineers, disguising their questions as research for a construction project. Their use of industrial equipment, while audacious, showed an understanding of structural engineering that belied their amateur appearance. Inside the vault, their efficiency was remarkable. They had brought specialized tools for different types of safety deposit boxes, knowing that older boxes would require different techniques than newer ones. They sorted the stolen goods with expert knowledge, quickly identifying valuable items and leaving behind less precious materials. This expertise suggested connections to the legitimate jewelry trade. Though these were never proven in court, the police investigation was equally fascinating. Modern technology played a crucial role. Cell phone tracking, automatic number plate recognition, and advanced forensic techniques all contributed to solving the case. But old-fashioned police work was just as important. Informants, surveillance, and careful analysis of patterns of behavior helped identify the suspects. The impact on the Hatton Garden area was significant. The jewelry district, already facing challenges from online competition and changing consumer habits, suffered a crisis of confidence. Some businesses closed, unable to reassure clients about their security arrangements. Others invested heavily in new security systems, driving up costs and changing the character of the area. The gang members themselves became reluctant celebrities. Their advanced age and the audacity of their crime attracted both condemnation and a certain admiration. Some saw them as dangerous criminals who had caused real harm to innocent victims. Others viewed them as characters from a bygone era of British crime, when burglary required skill and planning rather than violence and intimidation. Today, the Hatton Garden heist stands as a testament to both human ingenuity and hubris. It demonstrates how experience and careful planning can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles, while also showing how even the most carefully planned operations can be undone by small details. The case continues to fascinate criminologists, security experts, and the public, generating new theories and discoveries years after the events. The missing jewelry remains a subject of speculation. Some believe it's hidden in safety deposit boxes in other countries, while others think it was quickly sold through established criminal networks. The truth may never be known, adding another layer of mystery to an already extraordinary story for the elderly criminals who planned and executed the heist. It represented both a triumph and a tragedy. They proved they could still pull off an ambitious operation, but the price was spending their final years behind bars. Their story serves as a reminder that crime, no matter how well planned or expertly executed, ultimately leads to consequences that far outweigh any potential rewards. The Hatton Garden heist will be remembered not just as a brilliantly planned crime, but as a story that captured the public imagination and challenged our assumptions about age, ability, and the nature of criminal expertise. It stands as a testament to human ingenuity and folly, a reminder that even the most secure systems can be vulnerable to those with enough patience, knowledge, and determination to find their weaknesses. See you tomorrow.